Welcome to the Texas Department of Transportation Houston District's virtual public meeting for the Gulf Freeway Planning and Environmental Linkages Study, also known as a PEL study. TxDOT is conducting the PEL study along Interstate 45 South from I-69 US 59 in downtown Houston to Beltway 8 South. This is the first virtual public meeting being conducted for the Gulf Freeway PEL study. This is a pre-recorded presentation that was developed to present the study findings. Given the unique circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic, along with the department's commitment to protecting public health during this national emergency, TxDOT is conducting this virtual public meeting to avoid in-person contact. At this time, the online format will be conducted in lieu of an in-person public meeting. This presentation will cover the same information that the Houston District would have presented at an in-person public meeting. The comment process for this virtual public meeting will be described near the end of this presentation. All meeting materials can be found on the TxDOT website on the Gulf Freeway PEL Study meeting notice page. The website for the study is www.texdot.gov/inside-texdot/Gulf-Freeway-PEL-Study.html. This virtual public meeting is being held to provide information on the study. This is the first of a series of public meetings that will be held over the next couple of years as the Gulf Freeway PEL study progresses. You're encouraged to submit comments on the study after reviewing the meeting materials and listening to this presentation. For this meeting, the material will cover the following. What is a planning and environmental linkages study and who participates? Study process, existing roadway configuration, existing traffic conditions and travel patterns, multimodal operations, historic safety and crash data, environmental considerations, next steps, and the comment process. TxDOT is evaluating a 14-mile section of Gulf Freeway extending from I-69 US 59 in downtown Houston to Beltway 8 South. The study corridor is located in Harris County. The Gulf Freeway corridor connects several communities, including the cities of Houston and South Houston, and serves multiple points of interest, including downtown, midtown, east downtown and east end communities, University of Houston, Texas Southern University, Hobby Airport, and Gulf Gate. Let's take a moment to explain what is a PEL study. A PEL study is a high-level approach to transportation decision-making. For a PEL study, environmental, community, and economic goals are considered early in the planning stages. These goals are carried through to project development, design, and construction. The PEL study will set a vision for the Gulf Freeway and guide future transportation improvement projects by promoting efficient and cost-effective solutions. It streamlines the planning process by minimizing duplication of effort and reducing delays in project implementation. The PEL study process encourages open and frequent public and stakeholder feedback. This feedback will guide the development of potential solutions as the study advances to the next phase. Communication and collaboration are key to conducting a successful study. Coordination with agencies, stakeholders, and the public is essential through each step of the study to assist in developing the vision for the Gulf Freeway corridor. Other stakeholders may include special interest groups, non-government agencies, school districts, and private businesses. The Gulf Freeway PEL study began in the fall of 2019 with data collection and evaluation of existing conditions. TxDOT is presenting the preliminary results of the existing conditions analysis for the study corridor, which revealed existing corridor issues and deficiencies. We want your help to identify other issues within the corridor and how you envision the future of the corridor. After the comment period for this virtual public meeting closes and all of the input has been compiled, TxDOT will determine the goals of the study. From there, we'll begin identifying alternatives that could address corridor deficiencies and public input. More meetings will be held as we develop and evaluate alternatives to obtain your input throughout this process. Through the alternative evaluation process, viable alternatives will be identified at the end of the PEL study in the spring of 2023. Please note the PEL study findings will be used to advance the potential project through the design, environmental review, and construction phase. This study is not part of the process regulated by the National Environmental Policy Act and will only be used as a recommendation to promote future projects. After the PEL study is completed, the environmental review process will be used to evaluate the viable alternatives in further detail. As mentioned previously, the study began by evaluating existing conditions along the study corridor. For the majority of the study corridor, there are 4 main lanes and 3 frontage road lanes in each direction, along with a reversible HOV lane, as shown as cross-section 3 on the right. There are variations to the number of lanes on both main lanes and frontage roads between the I-69 interchange and Scott Street, as shown on cross-sections 1 and 2, and through the I-610 interchange, as shown in cross-sections 4 and 5. We also looked at daily traffic volumes as part of the existing conditions analysis. Shown here are the daily traffic volumes in 2019 along various main lane segments of the Gulf Freeway corridor. The traffic data is based on actual counts collected by TxDOT in October 2019. Traffic volumes in both directions range from approximately 120,000 to 245,000 vehicles per day, with the highest daily volumes located just south of I-610. Using the 2019 traffic volumes, we analyzed the freeway level of service, or how congested the study corridor is today. The level of service grading scale is illustrated in the graphic on the bottom left. Level of service ranges from A, free-flowing traffic, as shown in light green, to F, which is heavily congested, as shown in red. During the morning peak travel period shown on the left, several segments of Gulf Freeway currently experience high congestion. 2 of the 3 segments with high congestion are in the northbound direction. The northbound segments are between Winkler Drive and Park Place Boulevard, which has high traffic volumes, and between Griggs Road and the I-69 interchange, which has bottlenecks and construction zones. In the southbound direction, the segment that experiences high congestion is between Park Place Boulevard and Winkler Drive, which has high traffic volumes. Other parts of the corridor experience low to moderate congestion during the morning peak travel period. During the evening peak travel period shown on the right, more segments of Gulf Freeway currently experience high congestion. Between Wayside Drive and Shaver Street, most of the southbound segments experience moderate to high congestion due to high traffic volumes. Between Edgebrook Drive and Woodridge Drive, the northbound segments experience moderate to high congestion. Due to construction, congestion levels are also high on northbound I-45 approaching the I-69 interchange. One important factor TxDOT considers when studying existing traffic operations is to estimate travel time. By comparing free flow or no congestion conditions to peak travel periods, we can understand the delays experienced by drivers every day. In free flow conditions, it should take 13 minutes to drive the corridor from the I-69 interchange in downtown Houston to the Beltway 8 South interchange, but travel time fluctuates throughout the day. For the morning peak period shown on the left, the southbound direction has minimal delay, an additional 4 minutes, while the northbound direction has very high delay, an additional 34 minutes. The northbound morning peak travel time can be attributed to the ongoing construction activity and high traffic volumes. For the evening peak period shown on the right, the southbound direction has moderate delay, an additional 21 minutes. The northbound direction has very high delay, an additional 30 minutes, which may be associated with the ongoing construction activity. As we look within our study area, it is important to understand travel patterns, including where people are coming from and where they are going in the study area. The study team collected origin-destination data from Streetlight, a company that records millions of data points from smartphones and navigation devices and analyzes this information to understand travel patterns. we obtained and analyzed 2019 data for this study. This exhibit shows the origin-destination pattern for traffic traveling northbound on the I-45 main lanes, beginning at the southern limits of the study area just north of Beltway 8, or Zone 7. As shown, only 12% of the trips originating south of Beltway 8 are traveling through the corridor to downtown, or Zone 1. This is considered through traffic. This equates to approximately 11,000 vehicles per day. The remaining 88% of the trips are considered local trips with destinations along the corridor. 25% of the trips exit between Beltway 8 and Edgebrook, or Zone 6. 14% of the trips exit between Edgebrook Drive and Winkler Drive, or Zone 5. 5% of the trips exit between Winkler Drive and I-610, or Zone 4. 23% of the trips exit between I-610 and Wayside Drive, or Zone 3. And 21% of the trips exit between Wayside Drive and the I-69 interchange, or Zone 2. Similarly, we looked at traffic entering our study area from the northern end of the study area. This exhibit shows the origin-destination patterns for traffic traveling southbound on I-45, just south of the I-69 interchange where the study begins, or Zone 1. Only 17% of the trips originating south of I-69 are through traffic traveling through the corridor to areas south of Beltway 8, or Zone 7. This equates to approximately 15,000 vehicles per day. The remaining 83% of the trips are considered local trips with destinations along the corridor. Over 50% of the trips are short-distance trips with destinations between downtown and I-610, or Zones 2 and 3. 10% of the trips exit between I-610 and Winkler Drive, or Zone 4. 7% of the trips exit between Winkler Drive and Edgebrook Drive, or Zone 5. And 10% of the trips exit between Edgebrook and Beltway 8, or Zone 6. As we know, I-45 is an important freight corridor for the Houston region and the country. It connects Houston with Galveston Island on the south and with Dallas and beyond on the north. We looked at the percent of trucks versus other vehicles along the corridor. Between I-69 and I-610, approximately 8% of the total traffic is trucks. Between I-610 and Beltway 8, the corridor has about 4% trucks. 2 locations along the study limits have been identified as freight bottlenecks in a 2019 study by the Texas Transportation Institute: I-45 at I-610 and I-45 at I-69. These interchanges experience intense congestion for generally long periods of time. Also, the I-45 segment from I-69 to I-610 was identified by the Texas Transportation Institute as the 6th worst segment in the top 100 most congested segments in the state in 2019. Not only are we investigating vehicles and their use along the corridor, but we also need to consider other transportation modes such as transit, bikes, and pedestrians. The study team gathered information related to light rail, transit, bikeways, and park and ride facilities that serve this corridor, including transit and light rail routes defined in the Metro Next plan, developed by the Metropolitan Transit Authority of Harris County, known as Metro. We want to make sure that any future improvements along the corridor will be compatible with the Metro Next plan. Detailed exhibits are provided on the study website as part of the virtual meeting material. An analysis of the existing and planned transit operations in the study area was conducted. The routes identified operate along Gulf Freeway, along adjacent roadways within the study area, or make connections to park and rides and transit centers within the study area. Houston Metro operates 1 light rail line, the Purple Line, that intersects the Gulf Freeway, 10 lower frequency local bus routes, 6 high-frequency local bus routes, 3 free downtown shuttle routes, 6 park and ride routes, and 5 transit centers and park and rides. Harris County Transit operates 1 local bus route. Several improvements for the study area are included in the Metro Next plan. These improvements include the extension of the green and purple light rail lines to Hobby Airport, new regional express bus service along the corridor, new bus rapid transit service along the University corridor, and improvements to existing transit centers and one new transit center at Park Place Boulevard. Please note that this is an inventory of existing and planned transit service by various transit providers. TxDOT does not have jurisdiction over public transportation provided in the study corridor. Safety is a major consideration when we study a corridor, so we collected and analyzed 5 years of crash data along the Gulf Freeway. The chart on the left presents the crash rates for each segment of the study corridor, which was compared to the statewide average crash rate for a similar facility. The segment of Gulf Freeway between I-69 and Spur 5 has a crash rate nearly 3 times the statewide average crash rate. Along the corridor, there were on average 6 crashes per day, 13 injury-related crashes per week, and 3 fatal or incapacitating crashes per month. There were also 42 crashes involving pedestrians and 10 crashes involving cyclists. We also wanted to identify locations that experience high crash rates, or what we call hotspots, along the corridor. This map shows the density of crashes that occurred on the main lanes. 6 of the top 10 hotspot locations are located between I-69 and Spur 5. The top 3 locations are located in the northbound direction on Gulf Freeway, close to the downtown area. We also analyzed crashes along the frontage roads and identified the hotspots, which include the following: Wayside Drive, Woodridge Drive, Broadway Street Park Place Boulevard, Monroe Boulevard Winkler Drive, Clearwood Drive Edgebrook Drive, Alameda Genoa Road Shaver Street, Beltway 8. As we mentioned earlier, part of the PEL study is to consider the environmental impacts of any proposed improvements to both natural or man-made resources. The study team prepared an inventory that identifies critical elements that need to be considered as part of the study. These elements include hazardous materials, parks and public land, water crossings, historic properties, archaeological sites, utilities, multimodal facilities, and communities. A series of environmental constraints maps for the study area are available for download on the study website. The website for the study is www.txdot.gov/inside-text.freeway-pel-study.html. Now that we've described the PEL study process and the results of the evaluation of existing conditions, it's time to offer your ideas. Input from this virtual public meeting is very important and will be used to help us develop the purpose and need statement, which will describe the transportation-related problems in the corridor that will be evaluated during the study. As a next step, the study team will come back to you again for a second public meeting in the winter of 2020. At the second meeting, we will share more information on the corridor needs, confirm the purpose of the study, and present a list of potential improvements. In addition to accepting written comments, TxDOT is conducting an online survey. The survey gives you an opportunity to provide interactive input on the study. We will use the results of this survey to help our study team identify issues, concerns, and priorities, and to develop solutions to improve the corridor. To access this survey, go to www.txdot.gov and search for Gulf Freeway PEL Study. The online survey will be available throughout the comment period for the virtual public meeting, so be sure to take the survey by Friday, July 31st, 2020. The results of the online survey will be included in the virtual public meeting summary report, which will be posted on the TxDOT website within the next few months. We encourage you to stay engaged in and informed about the Gulf Freeway PEL study in the following ways. First, Sign up to receive email updates by visiting www.TxDOT.gov and searching for Gulf Freeway PEL Study. Click on the study web page. Once on the study web page, click on the upper right-hand button that says Subscribe to Updates and enter your email address so that we can send you study updates as they become available. We also invite you to view the various study materials on the TxDOT website. For example, the virtual public meeting materials, fact sheet, study reports, schedule, and other information will be included on the study website. Feel free to provide additional written comments on the materials you have seen tonight. The comment form is located on the study's website. Comments must be received via email or mailed and postmarked by Friday, July 31, 2020 to be included in the virtual public meeting summary report. You can submit written comments in the following ways: via email to hou-pio-webmail@txdot.gov, via mail to the TxDOT Houston District, attention Director of Project Development, P.O. Box 1386, Houston, Texas 77251-1386. Online by visiting www.txdot.gov and searching in the upper right-hand search box for Gulf Freeway PEL Study. Click on the email link at the bottom of the study page to open the comment form. Again, please submit your written comments no later than midnight on Friday, July 31, 2020, for your comments to be included in the virtual public meeting record. Responses to your comments submitted during the comment period will be included in the virtual public meeting summary report. This report will be posted on the study's website in approximately 3 months. The website for the study is www.txdot.gov/inside-TxDOT/Gulf-Freeway-PEL-study.html. Please remember to submit your written comments and complete the interactive online survey by Friday, July 31, 2020. Thank you for participating in this virtual public meeting for the Gulf Freeway PEL Study.